Hello everyone, and I'm back again playing Drive Rally. Now, I played the original Drive on mobile way back in 2019. There's a video of it still on my YouTube channel, and I had positive impressions of it. It was a good game, had a good gameplay loop, and more importantly, it was a mobile game that, didn't just insult you for your time, just didn't bombard you with ads, at least at the time, and had a good gameplay loop and so on and so forth. So, Drive Rally, I wanted to give it a go. The wonky physics aside, I mean, this game does have some wonky physics, but it is an arcade racer. It wears it on its sleeve, really. I mean, the visual style wasn't a dead giveaway, the gameplay very much is. And I found it kind of interesting, because the first thing I really noticed was that, the gameplay is very light and loose, and I guess that's pretty on point for an arcade rally game, but there are actually options to change the linear curve for the thumbsticks when you're steering the car around. I haven't tried that yet, but I would be quite compelled to give it a go, just because it would change up how the game feels. But honestly, with the light, throwy around nature of these cars anyway, I feel like the default settings play quite nicely, and it is available on a variety of platforms. It's available on PC, Nintendo Switch. I'm playing on Xbox Series X, but it's apparently also available on Xbox One, but also on the PlayStation platforms as well, so this is pretty readily accessible, and it's a good time waster. You can get lost in the stages. The game does kind of, I mean, even for an arcade racer, like, it kind of does feel a bit padded out to an extent. I think the open maps are pretty cool. I think the variety of maps as well is quite nice. I mean, I unfortunately do not really show a lot of that in this video, but I mainly wanted to show off from the second level. I mean, of course, the first clip was from like the first sort of stages in Germany. This is based in the US, and then the final clip is based in Finland. But yeah, it's just a fun little simple arcade racer. It's a reasonably affordable game. I think it was about like $30 Australian or something. So, I mean, I think it's maybe $15 US or something like that. So it's, it's a bargain title. And it's worth the 10 to 12 hour sort of time frame that you'll get out of it. That's at least going by true achievements, going by how long it takes to unlock the achievements. And that seems to somewhat align with my experiences, although I've got a very good knack of managing to not hit that at all, and actually managing to play the game for a lot longer than I probably should. And I do apologize, I just realized the lack of pop filter probably showed there, and I probably just, destroyed someone's $1,000 speaker setup there with that, but that's alright. Otherwise, I think the car variety is also fun. Like, their cars, you do actually feel the difference in the cars as well, which is quite nice. Like, not all arcade racers typically do that. I mean, quite a few do, but like, I feel like even with just the wonky presentation, the respect towards front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, and just, how cars will just kind of skate out of corners, especially like, the Group B type cars do that. I just think there's just enough nuance there to keep things fresh and keep things interesting. The stage design itself is a bit odd. I mean, you kind of throw your car around a bit. The handbrake doesn't really do a lot, but you try to throw around your car a lot. And I feel like there's a fine art to avoid hitting like any of the barriers, or even any of the fencing that can easily topple over. But beyond that, like, as I stated earlier, it's a very simple romp of a game. If you've got the spare money, who does in this economy? But if you do have the spare money, definitely do give it a shot. I'd be really curious to see how the Nintendo Switch version of this game runs, though, because it runs at 60 on Xbox, but there's stutters, and the technical makeup of this game, while visually it looks, it looks decent, it looks fine. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, really, if I had to give the visuals a rating. I don't like normally giving, anything really a score. I just like talking about games, or even just commentating over them. But, it leaves a little bit to be desired on the technical front, because the game does have hitches and stutters, and I did find that a little bit odd, given the Series X, while it is coming up to 6-year-old hardware, is still very capable hardware. I imagine the Series S version would maybe run worse, or it might run better. I know there's some instances of Series S games running a bit better than the Series X counterparts, owing to lower resolution and whatnot. But of course, I haven't tried it. I don't really intend to try it. I'm pretty happy playing this on my Xbox Series X. I do have a Series S for some reason, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, no, there's not really much else to say. You will see the finished stages, and that's, again, where the gameplay variety comes in. Because of course, the US stages and the German stages are arguably, are the easiest stages. There's not really a lot of obstacles or things to keep mind of. Of course, you can throw your car in a bit too hard and end up crashing it and damaging it. Although it doesn't seem to be much of a damage model. And I guess if there was another negative that I had to point out, I think the co-driver commentary is kind of annoying. It's a bit too repetitious. I mean, I get, it's doing that whole extravagant, bombastic arcade sort of feel, but it is still annoying nonetheless, and I often just have headphones in watching podcasts, or, because I do watch video podcasts, but I often have something on in the background while I'm playing these games, because the commentary is a bit annoying. And the presentation otherwise, is slick. It looks good. There's split screen for up to 4 players. There's a free roam mode which you use to collect letters to unlock like free roam for next levels and stuff like that, and there's also achievements tied to that as well. And it just goes back to my original point. If you're in the mood for some arcade rally racing and you're looking for something around on a budget, reasonably on a budget, you could do far worse in this game. This game is pretty decent. I hope that the technical issues do get ironed out, and it appears that the game is in somewhat of like an early access sort of phase. I know one of the achievements / trophies was changed to you completing 250 stages. It's now like 1000 stages, so the completion time for this game on true achievements is almost certainly false now, because I can't imagine this game would take 12 hours to do 1000 stages, given some of the latter stages in this game will hold you a time for a good 4 to 5 minutes. Which is a tad annoying, but because especially since I've changed that to make that arbitrarily longer, probably the pad out, or maybe, you know, if they plan to introduce more content in the future, maybe, you know, that goes towards that. It would be nice if that did go towards that, actually. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say really about this game. It was just one of those ones where I wanted to record something of it and give brief impressions of, and I didn't really have a lot of footage that I wanted to record. I just wanted to sort of show off the variety of stages that were available, or, you know, the small samplings that I had based off my game time so far, and then just kind of give the impressions. But my impressions are relatively straightforward and relatively simple, and as I've stated so many times in the past, I am terrible at following a script. I decided to not write a script. There is literally zero script, and I just wanted to just speak about the game, really. So yeah, I've got another video coming up actually, and I'll probably have a bit more to say about that one, but that will wrap things up. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you have any thoughts on the game, if you've played the game, leave a comment, leave your thoughts. But yeah, I'll finish up there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.